The European Climate Pact was launched on December 16, 2020. It is an EU-wide initiative inviting people, communities and organisations to participate in climate action and build a greener Europe. The Pact invites people to connect and share knowledge, learn about climate change and develop, implement and scale up solutions. The EU Climate Pact should not only record individual actions, but put citizens at the centre of policy making, enabling them to make recommendations on how to decarbonise the EU. Citizens should be involved in tomorrow's rules and policies.
This pact not only to record individual citizens' actions and pledges which are made, but we think this pact should also give a space for EU citizens to make efforts individually on their carbon footprints, to enter a bigger dialogue and make recommendations about the fundamental choices that need to be made if we are to decarbonize our economy in 30 years. But the idea was also to give a voice to the citizens who are committed to take action at local level and ask them what should be done at EU level. What rules do you think should be changed in order to empower you to actually make more changes around you and convince your fellow citizens that to get involved into the decarbonization change.
One of the key goals of the European Climate Pact is to raise awareness about climate change, and 1 year after the EU Climate Pact was launched, the number of ambassadors and commitments is significant. This is a great achievement, and what we now need is monitoring, communicating with citizens in a more structured way, and thinking about possible barriers to action.
We already proposed years ago a kind of platform, and we said we would like to have a climate pact platform and stakeholder platform where the civil society can contribute and can be engaged in this process. And for this, I would like to see that the Commission communicates much more in a structured way, rather gathering pledges in order to see what is necessary for the fight against the climate change. This is for us the important thing. The one is this acting. That's a good launch. That's good. But the next steps, they must be say, okay, what is necessary for us as citizens, for us as stakeholders, for us as organizations on the different levels in Europe, in the member states, what is necessary in order to come to concrete changes?
What can the EU Climate Pact learn from the international mobilization of non-state actors?
One thing that a European Climate Pact should do is to address, at least within the EU, some of these unequal, imbalanced patterns. How can we make climate action in Central and Eastern Europe more visible? How can we stimulate more action there? Another imbalance that is important for the European Climate Pact to address is that you see an over-representation of mitigation actions, so actions to reduce emissions. However, what is very important is also climate adaptation action. Climate change is hitting now, and vulnerable communities are already feeling the impacts of climate change, for instance, extreme weather events.
It is easier to make pledges on climate action than to deliver. Hence, we should understand what actors need in order to meet climate commitments and support them.
In order to really be a climate pact for citizens, for people, it needs to also address concerns about their risks and their exposure to climate impacts.
Through the Climate Pact, the European Union should address existing geographical imbalances. It should also address adaptation and resilience in addition to mitigation.